we are recording. So what happened? I mean, I just turned this thing on a few minutes ago and it's all red. Anyone know? Somebody crashed the market.
It seems like the economy is shrinking, after quite a while. So it seems like last quarter, it shrink a bit.
Was that what they said?
At least, yeah, that's what the news is.
Yeah. All right. So there's a whole bunch of hype. It's very interesting. I'd love to get a long down here around 546 on the SPY, but that's a bit premature. Anyways, get all these charts up and running properly. Oops.
NVIDIA and AMD yesterday was down because of following SMCI. SMCI had a very bad quarter result and 20% down today. SMCI, so NVIDIA, AMD was following that, but others, I don't know why. Maybe.
It's interesting how the markets work. You can come up with these correlations and all, but I don't know. Mostly, I find them quite random, not reliable. There's times when it happens. There's times when it don't. And, in the end, you just gotta read price action and let it run.
Yeah.
Make your decisions with price action. What do we got here? Things up. Everything's good. All right. I had a look at the news just a little bit ago. The economic calendar, and there's like 20 pieces of news coming out between now and the next 1 hour. So I'm not trading until beyond 10:30, and then we got something else coming out at 1. Atlanta Fed GDP or something like that.
So just send a suggestion in the question and answers. Maybe you don't have a chance to look at it yet. This is just a suggestion, so feel free to disregard it. But did you have a chance to look at it or no?
No, I'm pulling it up right now. What have you got? Let me see. Question and answers. What are we saying? All right. Days of major news. Trades, new energy. Start the session later. Yeah, that's there. Traders are active. Okay. Yeah, and I understand what you're saying here. There's a few restrictions there. Well, a few challenges. One is today, at least, I have the 11 a.m. session in BBT. 11 to 12, I'm occupied there. And by that point, it's basically 9 p.m. here or 8 p.m. here. And it's very rare I'll take something beyond that. I might look at the market for 2 or 3 minutes, and if there's nothing there, I'm going to shut it down. So, on days like today, with the schedule the way it is, with the new schedule and then the BBT schedule, for me at least, it's very unlikely I'll be doing any trading at all. And also look at these 30-minute candles. It's going to take hours for something to set up. So even if I'm online, sure, I'll pop in like I did yesterday and the day before as well. But, there's I can't do it reliably, put it that way, just because it gets late at night. And,
Understand.
Yeah, so that gets challenging. But it's only this week so far that we've seen it's difficult to trade at the open, or last 2 weeks perhaps. Generally speaking, most of the year, trading at the open or trading the first 30 minutes, no big deal. So I'm not going to change the schedule based on this week or the past couple of weeks. It's just the environment we're in, I think. And let's see how that flows.
Okay.
Yeah.
Understand. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. And if you guys are BBT members, anyways, I'll be in there at 11 to 12 today. That's every Monday and Wednesday. And tomorrow I'll be with you guys. We're doing our mentorship stuff at, what time are we doing? 11, I think. So we have our live trading in the morning and then again at 11. So basically half-hour break and we continue. And then Friday we have happy hour, which tends to be the whole freaking day most of the time. So there you go. We're there most of the time. All right. See, everything looks like a great big disaster on a 30-minute time frame. I don't see anything set up. Everything looks like the SPY, basically. Big down red candles, and you don't go short somewhere here or take a reversal right at the open. Got to wait for 30-minute setups. So for now, I don't see anything setting up. None of these 3 or 4 tickers I'm looking at.
Okay.
All right. So everything looks like a great big disaster on a 30-minute time frame. I don't see anything set up. Everything looks like the SPY, basically. Big down red candles, and you don't go short somewhere here or take a reversal right at the open. Got to wait for 30-minute setups. So for now, I don't see anything setting up. None of these 3 or 4 tickers I'm looking at. Okay, look at this. The government here in Dubai put out a warning from yesterday, the 29th of April till the 12th of May. Nobody should go outside from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. because the temperature will be between 45 and 55 degrees Celsius. And there's all kinds of health recommendations. What a joke. 2 hours ago, I was out by the lake walking around to a couple of kilometers. Hell with that. Have your electrolytes. Get out there. Get some sun. Can't trust the government. Any government. They just want to put fear into people. Huh?
Not the truth.
Yeah. It's all fear. Curfew, lockdown, COVID, a bunch of crap. Doing the same thing with temperature. Easy ways. Zia, are you in here? No. Yeah, let's talk about the hotkeys for a moment. All right. Cool. Anyways, guys, a couple of minutes to the open. Let me know if you want to talk about anything. I'm just going to watch the price action during the open today and see how interesting it is. Probably learn something. But I don't want to touch this stuff. Not until after 10:30, and even after, I don't know, be careful of that because 1 o'clock there's something else. At the moment, nothing's setting. It's probably going to take 3 or 4 30-minute candles to set up something for the way I like to do it. So it's going to be a while. So I'm trying to put some lines on these other charts right now.
Apple is making strong comeback.
Is it?
Apple?
Yeah, Apple. Yeah, I see it pushing up. This is that volatility in the last couple of minutes before the open. Be careful with it.
Yeah.
Let's put the lines in the right place on Apple and see what we can work with. It was 8 a.m. Okay. Looks like there was news at 8 a.m. Things just started running. That 8 a.m. distance is almost the same as yesterday. Yeah. So you had this intraday level, 209.33. Breakdown, you could call it a retest with short right after the open, but this is a messy area. I'd be very careful doing stuff like this. It's not a good setup. I can see people wanting to do this. This is a rising devil trade. For a lot of people, probably looking at rising devil strategies today. Basically, when things gap down overnight and it pops up at the open and very quickly you short it, you have a place in mind to short it from. I don't play that. That's very volatile. Too volatile for me. So we have NVIDIA, AMD, and all of them going down. Huh? So they're on some sort of catalyst with SMCI. Might have some good plays over there. Again, for you morning scalpers, I think today will be fantastic. For my style of trading, not a whole lot of fun. Even yesterday was good for scalping, mostly until later when things really broke out a little bit. All right, guys, about a minute to the open. You know the usual. The market is a gold mine. Don't jump into stuff. Just wait for it. Wait for your setup. If your setup don't come, just show up tomorrow. And the market will still be here. But really wait for it. It's not worth blowing up your accounts or your emotions today. Or on any day. All right, let's minimize all this stuff. Get ready for the open. right, a few seconds to the open, guys. It's gonna be wild, I'm sure. So watch what you're doing.
Apple might save the market today.
Yeah, we'll find out, eh? May well do it. That's your short area, you got breakout, short. This is where people might get excited to short it, but anyways, not what I like to do. Scalping, wow. Scalping feels like a whole different world. I'm so always trying to stay away from it. Anyways, put everything on a 1 minute chart to watch. Jumpy, huh? Things are jumpy. Ooh, Tesla, there it goes. Down. Broke through the level. No setup on a 30-minute, but perhaps you could say break a previous day's low if you like trading those things. Good little pull up right about there. There's the rejection, 279. Previous low, that's the short retest area. Again, jumpy, crazy stuff. Not something I want to trade anymore. But it's super weak. There it goes. For those of you who like this sort of trading, ORBs and opening volatility, there it is. Tesla's the best. You got SPY as well now, but that's just dangerous. More dangerous than Tesla is. Yeah, Apple going the other way. You have these massive moves overnight, things just get so jumpy. Generally, I've seen that quite often. And anyways, when you have massive moves right before the open or overnight, 30-minute charts don't even set up at the open. So that's what keeps me out of this mess. And then there's news announcements as well. So NVIDIA looking strong. There you go. There comes an ORB perhaps. There's a new high. There it goes. That's very interesting. Yeah, NVIDIA went down for some news, and now we're looking strong at the open. Let's see if it breaks that 105 zone. There's a lot of selling up there. Yeah, new high. Super volatile. SPY wants to break down as well, huh? Not really. Again, all tricky stuff. This is all momentum trading, all catching tiny moves with big size, 1 or 2 Rs if you're good at it. And I find it very stressful. You need the VWAP and the moving averages and the tape and the level 2 and all that stuff if you're doing this. That's where we get conviction from. NVIDIA is interesting more than anything else at this point, I think. See where it's bouncing off? You have the open, first minute, right about there. Breakout, looks like it might be bouncing off of that open. That's the retest area. Let's see if that truly works. But there is also resistance overhead around 105. Again, very tricky stuff. This is just trying to trade momentum or trying to trade opening volatility. So bearish indication right here on the SPY. It's holding below that level for a few minutes already. Let's see if that continues, but that's an indication that it's weak down there. There goes NVIDIA. It's wild. The candlesticks can't keep up with it. Tesla now looks like a reverse ABCD. Yeah. There we go. Anyone catch NVIDIA? That looks like still tricky, but the neatest piece of action so far. With that 1 minute ORB and then the retest of the first minute. I think it's tough, but it's there. Okay, market overall, everything wants to jump up. But let's see. It's an interesting point for Tesla now. It's hit that level, it's rejecting it. It's still overall weak. So let's see if that rejects. Look at that big selling right off of that level. See what happens there. You want to be careful. This thing's got teeth on both sides. Who got chopped up so far? Anyone in here?
No, I'm one and done for the morning.
Oh, nice. What'd you get into?
That pre-market consolidation breakdown on Tesla. I took a 10 contract short, got in, got out.
Oh, all right. Straight in the first minute, was it?
Basically, the first minute, yeah, I went the 280 puts.
Nice. Yeah, in the money, go short. Nice.
Yep.
There you go. It's working. Cool, man. Good work on that.
Yeah. See, I want to learn to now add. That's the next step for me. Is that when that retested, I want to now add back in, and but then I'm not there yet. So that's what I'm trying to get to.
Take your time with it. Take your time. Remember about adding. You got to make sure you can tighten your stop. That's the first prerequisite. Really, the only prerequisite. If you have the ability to tighten your stop based on the price action, then you can add in.
Got it.
Doing it in a healthy way. You're adding size without adding risk.
Right.
There we go. Nvidia's wild but going. Tesla is looking smooth now. Got out of that choppy little consolidation. Let's see if it continues that activity. 274 area down there. That's a target zone. The SPY also a big reverse ABCD. It's just a whole lot of madness. That's a good setup on Tesla. You got that descending wedge on the 1 minute. That's a consolidation for the breakout. So 1 minute setup's good. 30 minute, I don't see a setup. It's very complicated to see anything. But yeah, 1 minute makes sense. SPY as well. Well, you can say maybe one 30-minute candle is a consolidation. That's scary to think about. Even at the open, trading the open, pretty scary. With the news coming out. Again, this was a very nice looking reverse ABCD pattern. The entry would have been down here at the top of this candle, or the new 1 minute low. Stop right above. Missed that move. There goes Tesla hitting the target. How far does SPY need to run? So SPY is getting into a troublesome zone. You have the low from 2 days ago. You get lows from 3 days ago. And you have a whole lot of chop in this area. So it's a tough place to get into. Tricky place to trade. Shane, you made coffee for all of us? Since we got nothing better to do. Unless you shorted Tesla with a SPY and got into it. Get some coffee for everyone. There you go. Let's see what Tesla does at this level, huh? That'll be interesting. So Apple's looking like a little breakdown at the moment. Have a look at that. See that level down there? Breakdown, but you want it to consolidate before it goes. Obviously, if you want it to go to breakdown. On a 30-minute, it's just, I don't know. It's interesting. You can have a range here. You already have a range. You have two candles in there. So that could be considered a good breakdown. If it sets up on a 1 minute, this is not I wouldn't enter here. I'd let it consolidate and then go. But that's an opportunity. Is this working? That is working. Okay. Oh man, the SPY really went, huh? Shit. I should trade the open. Oh man. Sure, no FOMO. That's right. Best thing in the world when you overcome FOMO. Makes life easier. Not overcome, you never overcome it, but you respond to it in a healthy way. Makes life easier. I'm really curious about the SPY down here because you see it's moving, it's very bearish, doesn't look like it's going to stop. Wow. Broke through that low, broke through that low. Yeah, getting into the target zone. Wow, this would have been a huge trade. Look at that. Didn't anticipate this. So the bearish activity on the day is overpowering all the previous activity, all the buyers down at these lows, these previous lows. So very bearish sentiment so far today. Catch a big reversal later, maybe.
Is this what you would call free fall and no entry to get in?
Yeah, it's just called chasing the market. For now. Chasing it in a free fall. But it don't last forever. Let it go. This would have been, this is a perfect setup for me on a 1 minute. You see that breakout, retest, printed a bearish candle, 935. The new 1 minute low, 936 would be the entry with a stop right above it and just go for the target. This would have been massive. But there's a few things that kept me out of the open, still keeping me out of the open. The news and also the previous activity. Can't anticipate. Well, I couldn't anticipate that the sentiment is so bearish today that it overpowers all that previous activity, these previous lows last couple of days. That were very choppy zones to trade in down here. But today it's just pushing right through it. So there you go. Let's see now what happens next. So Apple went right through it. Yeah, expect to pull back, ideally up to that area, 207.80 or so. Then you get a retest and perhaps you can look for a short. We also have this low here in the pre-market. If you're looking at these things, you can retest right here and go. So far, it looks like that's what's happening. Yeah, everything's super bearish, man. Everything except, oddly enough, NVIDIA on my chart.
So let me ask you this, and obviously not right now. It'd have to be way later in the day. Is there any point at this point, or like looking at this, would you ever take a long at any point in today?
Oh yeah, there's long opportunities all the time. So let's look at this. If you get, for example, the SPY puts in a reversal pattern down here, there's a long. Or if SPY just reverses without a pattern, then I will take it probably long up in this area as a continuation of that reversal if it sets up on a 1 minute chart on an ABCD. So definitely reversals are very much feasible today because you can see it's done a massive move in one direction. And that's the first prerequisite for a reversal. Then what you want is a level that you believe in. So for me, that's any of these levels. And it's got to reverse from there. So wait for it. Just wait for it. Some of my biggest trades have been verticals. You get big ones.
I just
So
see a giant red candle, so it's hard for me to even think about it going back where it came from, I guess.
yeah.
Trying to think like a reversal trader, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So wait for it. Wait for these bigger picture setups for the reversals. 30-minute is what I mean by bigger picture. Like right now, it's just straight down. There's nothing telling you it's a reversal. Let it put in a big double bottom or a big reverse hammer after a consolidation, or let it just reverse without a setup and take it from the next level up. Now you got an established trend going upwards, so you want to catch that from a level to the next. So all this will take time. It'll happen later in the day. And anyways, you don't want to play with the news coming out now in the next 15 minutes. It'll just make everything jump everywhere. There's ultra volatility today. So the algos, they will respond to the news. And there's a tremendous amount of news coming out. So I think today is a whole lot of entertainment. Good to watch.
A giant move in pre-market. It's making another move
Yeah.
at the open. So it's, you know, for me, this continuation that I'm looking for, that I trade, it's hard for me, you know, if it gets to the next target, I'm probably not gonna expect much more out of it, even though. So I'm trying to think like a reversal trader, because that seems like the most probabilistic long term, these long moves we're looking for, versus it making a double move down.
Both are very possible. Both are very possible.
Oh yeah, anything is possible for sure.
Keep an open mind about it. Wait for a setup, you know. If at this level it gives you a reverse ABCD or a continuation pattern setup, then off you go short. If it gives you a reversal setup, then off you go long. But you don't know until the setup confirms itself, until it shows itself, which is, again, multiple 30-minute candles. Then you have some conviction. And then you get confirmation on the 1 minute. So just keep an open mind, really. You don't want to just try to target reversals and you sit there for 4 hours and then you end up just creating a reversal. That's the real problem that we have as traders. We sit around for too long doing nothing, we create stuff in our head. And then we wonder why everything blew up. So be very careful.
I was just about to say that. You've really helped me stop letting myself write a narrative for what I think is going to happen and just watch the 30-minute candles. I will say that has helped so much.
Good, man. Good. Yeah, that's a good thing. Stay focused. I'm glad it's helping. If you want to write a narrative, I mean, tell us stories. We're just sitting here, so we can talk all day. No big deal.
Well, that's what I'm saying. In my mind, the probability of it going back to where it started, the pre-market, you know, the sell-off, is more probabilistic than it ever would be for it to double and go down. That's the narrative, right? Yeah.
Well, these probabilities, you know, we always end up underestimating the market. We pretend like we know what the market's going to do. You know, don't fool yourself. There's millions of times that you've seen me just getting into a move and that's the end of it, but it doubles from there. All the time. So many times. You've seen me do 100 trades like that. And so we always end up underestimating how far this can really go in either direction. So really that ultra open mind, that's what we really need. And that helps us stay out of the markets, stay out of FOMO, and not get too caught up in the noise, not create biases while we're waiting for the setup, you know, all that stuff. All very important. Now we got NVIDIA for a breakout. Here goes ORB. Take a look, guys. There it is. New high. Tough one, I think. It's got teeth on both sides again. But if you like ORBs, there it goes. It's probably an entry in this area. But you're watching that volatility, watching that momentum, trading momentum. And, Tesla goes on my trucks. It's funny. Look at this. Anyone in here don't believe in Fibonacci levels? Went from one level to the next. That's the end of that. These levels are great. Oh my goodness. I'm surprised how they just work so well. Almost every time. There you go, NVIDIA. A little pullback, a little retest, new high. Wait for it. Wait for the new high. No, not happening. Let's see it push up again.
It's in the middle of the range, though, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to touch it, of course, but this is for ORB traders. This is where you'd be interested.
Would we be looking for a consolidation right under 106 and then the new high, right? Would that be like a proper, as long as it did a 30-minute setup?
Exactly, yeah. It's at the levels where you start getting interested, yeah, around 106. There it is, it did a new high now. See how difficult it is to trade this volatility, this momentum stuff? That's why I don't do it anymore. Very hard to put real risk on it. You always gotta go small, which is just, at least for me, it's not worth it. And this is interesting action on Tesla. You see it came down at the level that's choppy. It's not telling you anything about a reversal. So there's two possibilities. This is a consolidation for a continuation, or it's just going to stay there all day. There's only two genuine possibilities. Anything's possible, but there's a small probability of a reversal. Very small. If it was going to reverse, there would have been a good pattern in it by now. Buyers would have been waiting there and ambushing the stock and really pushing it up. That hasn't happened. Now let's see if it really wants to push down and break that low of day, and you have another move. Tesla is interesting. There's low of day. Let's see if it breaks. Reverse ABCD. Here's a new low. There it is. Okay, interesting. There you go, Tesla. Who's in that? It's a decent setup. Reverse ABCD for the short. I used to trade all this stuff not long ago, just a few weeks ago. I'd have been short of Tesla. I would have been long in probably NVIDIA. Shit. I gotta say, it feels nice not to stress out at the open and go chasing everything. It's been a good thing. What do we got here? Darius, you want to look at Amazon? All right. Let's look at Amazon. Whoa, man, my charts are all over the place. These are old levels, but anyways, yeah, big reverse ABCD setup earlier. Ooh, be careful of that low. It looks like a lot of buyers are waiting down there. You don't want to consider this setting up for a second leg unless it really breaks that low. That low of day is important. Buyers down there, but if it breaks that, I think it's got it'll go. But yeah, big bearish move and then a reverse ABCD. If you're able to pick it, these levels are in the wrong place. Don't bother with them. Get rid of them. Those are old. That 8 AM stuff is way up there. It's hard to trust this stuff, you know. One of these things you got to think about. When you have massive moves in the pre-market, you're likely to get a lot of chop. Not so much today on Tesla, but a lot of other things have been choppy. Well, Tesla and Apple have been good. Other things that I'm looking at have been complicated. So you want to be just aware of it. The truth about the market is most of the moves, the biggest moves happen overnight, and smaller moves happen during the day. And we're day trading, so we have to be aware of these things. It might just get messy after a big overnight move. And if that scares you, then don't trade on days when you have big overnight action. Unless you are truly trading volatility or opening momentum. Then, you can trade all the time. Let's go back to Tesla here. Yeah, it looks weak. See the wicks in the same places, 2 in a row, pushing to the lows again. Looks weak. And those wicks have pretty much tested the previous low. You see that? Very healthy price action. Moves down, low, breaks out, retests that previous low, then goes down again. This is just moving in waves. That's healthy price action. Very nice. Very nice on Tesla.
And then Tesla with the top to the break even. Let's see if it hits the target.
Where'd you get in on Tesla?
I was in at the, I guess, like 9:47 something. The red candle just after the white, yes, over there.
Yeah, you're in the consolidation. Okay, you're planning that reverse ABCD.
Sorry, 40 40 something. I was in there. Yes, I entered somewhere there.
Nice. You picked it. Cool.
Let's see if because after 1 hour I moved my stop loss to the break even.
Yeah, de-risk to break even. You have the 270 zone as a target.
Yeah.
Nice. There it goes. All right. What else is here? And look at this whole thing on the SPY. Oh man, this is exactly the moves I try to catch every day. Just can't do it today at the open. We'll do it later. This is a good shape for a double bottom. If you like to look at patterns, you got the low here. You got the second low is just mildly higher, and you got gaps in between. You got a nice arch. And the nice arch tells you that there were buyers down here. They really pushed up, and then when they came back down, the buyers went even higher up. That's a very good indication for a reversal. If you're trading double bottoms on the 1 minute chart, it's happening around about the level. The entry would be right here because you just printed one bullish candle. Your 1 minute high would be the entry, stop right below it, and you go for the next level up. So that's a naked trading setup right there on a 1 minute. Yeah, I'm not trading 1 minute stuff. That's what it looks like. 30 minute is just going down. You know, this was a consolidation, but in hindsight, one candle is enough. Just the news threw me off. Anyway, not trading when there's news. It's too difficult to trade when news is coming out on the SPY. It's, you know, you never can predict it. We have about 3.5 minutes for that news. What do you have here out there? The U.S. economy contracted 0.3% in the first quarter. Negative since first name. Yeah, okay. More doom and gloom, more fear stuff, more lockdowns, more all that bullshit. How about that? Whoa, look at that. You see that? Can't predict this. News coming out in a minute. Everything's getting jumpy. If you guys are looking at the order book, take a look. Now is when you might see it clear out. Especially if you have bookmap. You see orders everywhere, and then suddenly approaching the news in the last couple of minutes, there won't be any orders anywhere. That's quite typical. You can see the behavior change in the market here a little bit as it's getting a little jumpy. Good reason not to trade the 1 minute setups, huh? On the SPY, that double bottom would have been all right. But only looking at 30 keeps you out of this stuff. Keeps you out of all this garbage.
Now it's getting hard not to take partials. I'm just trying to hold my nerves. Just hold to the target.
Yeah. Put 2 orders in, break even, and 270 and leave it. And one of them is going to hit. When this news happens and it's going to jump around, try that. That's what I would probably do in this case if I was in it.
I tried to put a range order on the options chart, but it doesn't work as nice as it works on the equities. So I have my stop loss only, so I will just push that stop loss when I will hit the target. Watching the equities chart.
Why don't it work? You got, what do you got, 10,000 contracts?
No. It's like small number, but I know there's something with the dash.
Okay. We'll work it out. Yeah, Shane, go ahead. You there? You have a question?
Yeah. I was letting Love Creep finish before I said anything. So I'm kind of looking at NVIDIA, and on this 30-minute chart, if it does actually break this 104.50, take an entry. I'm looking on a 2-minute chart. Take an entry around 104.30, but if you were going to put your stop loss in the middle of that range, saying if it breaks the middle range, but is that too wide of a range?
Yeah, that's wide, man. That's really wide. Let it break down.
Well, that's why you put it in the middle, not at the top.
Watch the price actions. You want to get a breakdown in the candle that pushes up, and that's a retest. Put on top of the retest candle, which will be, in this area somewhere, 104.50-ish. So it don't have to be so wide, but watch that low. You got that low there. If it breaks that low, that's when I will add in further or really tighten the stop further. So these are things to watch for. You don't want the stop so wide that you can't even get 3R unless it makes a huge move. That's not worth it. So
yeah, I would have to put the stop between 104.80 and 105. and then scale in, like you said. But that's risk the middle of the range, which I don't like to do.
Yeah, then wait for it. Wait for it until you can put a tight stop in, and it makes it worthwhile, right? Wait for it.
Got 10 more seconds before this candle closes, so
Yeah, and we got
wait
the
to
news.
see a little bit push back up on 105, retest, and then if it pushes down that way, yeah, I think it's a good entry.
All right, let's see what this news does. There it goes. See things getting jumpy. I'm especially watching the SPY. It gets very jumpy. Looks like everything's reacting. First move has been up so far. And now weak. Let's see if it's weak. Nope, not yet. Can't tell. Too early. Yeah, the patterns are broken. Use makes things jump around. We have all this price index news stuff happening right now. Then we have 10:30 crude oil stock change or something. Something about oil and gasoline. All right. All right, so looks bullish. But let's see. This is again, patterns are broken. Cannot trust it. What is this on the 30? That's a mess.
Where's Nathan at? This is where Bookmap would tell us if this is legitimate or not.
Yeah, I think he's still in Mexico. Sitting on the beach and there's no clue what's going on here. It's the best. Really is the nicest thing. Disconnect and refreshes the mind.
He had a pretty nice travel setup.
Yeah, he's always got an amazing setup, man. Every time. Should have seen him in Vancouver and even in San Diego last time. He had these elaborate screens and stuff, like sunglasses because there's so much brightness coming off the screens. You gotta wear sunglasses. It's amazing.
Nathan's giving me the impression of work hard, play hard.
Yeah, well, you got to come hang out with Nathan. I mean, when we get together, oh man, yes, it's pretty much like that. He likes to, go have fun. I can't keep up all the time, but it's always good. Always a good time. We had a lot of fun in Vancouver, and we went up to Whistler right after that too, so that was fun.
I'm just a simple trader in Sim. Vancouver's not in my realm yet.
It's all good. It's all good. I'm watching the behavior of the market here to see when it stabilizes again. I think it's still jumpy. It hasn't made a massive move with the news, but it's still not exactly stable. Just watching the red line move. It's moving faster and jumpier than it usually does at this time. This looks like the first 5 minutes at the moment.
If you look at the SPY for the Qs, you'll see around 10 o'clock, there's just some short covers there. No continuation on buyers or shorts coming back in. So it's indecisive right now.
Yeah, no, that's a good analysis. That makes sense. It's gone up because people were in shorts covered. Yeah, not really new buyers making higher lows. That makes sense.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Bookmap would have showed that.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's good. If you look at Tesla, oddly enough, it does make sense because it made a high here, which is retesting basically that consolidation zone. As long as it holds below there, then you have a good idea for a short. Let's see, it is choppy in this zone. It's what it did earlier before the news pumped out around 9:50 or so. Man, that was a good piece of action. All right there. Very good activity on the SPY. Really a neat setup. Just staying out of it just because the news, and you never know if it's going to get choppy before the news. And the sizes I want to take these days, it just, you got to be more picky about it. Oh, well, can't catch everything. There you go. Tesla's interesting.
I recently found that I took the trade on the SIM account. And I'm really sad about that.
That's why your range orders weren't working or something. But, oh man, shit. All right, well, you know what to do. Take it easy and make sure when you come back tomorrow, don't make that mistake.
A good trade is a good trade.
Yeah, as long as you do it right, you know, you stuck to your rules. That's good. I did the same thing. You saw that right last week, I think it was. God damn, it's like $35,000 in the simulator. Like, fuck this, man. What a waste of time. But as long as you stick to your process, you know, you reinforced a good thing. Don't make bad habits. Yeah, it's still jumpy, man. All this action is so jumpy. Yeah, a waste of time.
I found out in the funded account, I was trying to trade something in Sim, and then when I switched the ticker, it switched my account. So when I tried to recover, I went long in my live account.
Yes, you got to be careful with that, man. Yeah, always check your.
I noticed it right away because I have my orders and my positions up, and I was like, why do I have two positions? So I just hit the panic button, closed everything, and went back and watched the video and was like, what happened?
There you go. Yeah, get that setting right. Global settings or whatever it is. Order, trade, whatever. Order routing, stuff.
Shane, did you toggle the switch?
Toggle the switch.
Yeah. Yes.
The account?
I didn't get how it happened.
Pascal, you're getting feedback through your microphone again.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to turn it off. I'm turning it on once more.
I think what he was asking was, yeah, when I click on a different ticker, it switches the account. I didn't click my account to switch it. It just switched it.
Yeah, that's a montage setting or order routing setting, one of those things. Make sure you got that cleaned up. I had that problem last week. I switched accounts and then I had to clean up the settings.
Pro tip for new traders, record your screen. Do it.
Yes. Always helpful. Always good to watch. I used to do it all the time. Now I do it for these sessions, but even before I used to do it, it's good. That reminds me.
I'm sorry. Is it still recording?
Yeah, this is recording.
No, more that. Any feedback?
Yes. I can hear it.
Background noise. Okay. I was wondering what did Shane? I was asking Shane if he somehow toggle the switch, so that he switched from the sim position to the live account. So I didn't get it. I was not here.
I mean, I can see which account is active in my montage, but I had to manually switch it to sim. And then when I was in the position, but I was looking at other tickers. When I swapped the screen, I didn't notice it went back to the live account. So when I went to cover my short account or my short position, it went long in my live, but I noticed it in my order window that I had two positions open.
Oh man, I hope it was going through the right way.
Well, I noticed it fast enough to hit the panic button, and I lost like $4 in the funded account.
Yeah.
Pascal, you're getting that.
I'm sorry?
You're getting feedback to your mic.
Once more?
Yeah.
Oh, what's going on? That might be, I don't know. I don't see what's the issue. Like, I'm trying to troubleshoot it, but
use a headset, that'll solve it. Right. What do we have? Again, NVIDIA up here, near its high. Again, a tricky zone. If you guys like breakouts, ORBs. Generally, we're getting some bullish activity now. Nothing that makes sense to me, but it's bullish, generally speaking. Tesla's still holding down there. It's an interesting place, but you want to be careful.
NVIDIA technically has 20 minutes to go back down.
It is interesting. It's making these higher lows, higher highs. So you can call that a trend, but look at this mess. Don't try and trade it like that. You'll probably get chopped up.
I'm just more short biased, and then the setup is at that bottom Fibonacci level anyway.
Yeah, wait for it. Wait for it to set up. So we have 10 a.m. We have a new 30-minute candle. So that first one closed. So that was a good little reverse ABCD pattern. What's interesting here is the SPY is reversing, and if it truly closes up here, either this candle or the next one or two candles, whatever it may be, I'll call this a reversal from down at this 542.37 zone. And then up here, I'll be looking for a 1-minute ABCD pattern off of this level to go long and reclaim the opening price. I'll probably add at that point, or at least, I don't know, let's see. I'll bring a stop up, depends on the action, and try to get up there. And yeah, it's likely to be clean in this zone. It was clean previously. A little trouble there, but that's more support than resistance. So again, that's for later today. If that happens, we'll find out. So that would be playing a continuation of a reversal, not playing the reversal, which is down here. So I don't have a setup down here. I haven't closed a reversal setup on a 30-minute chart. On a 1 minute, you might get a reverse head and shoulders, but those are hard to pick. I'm not trading those. Don't want to trade those. Tesla again now pushed up a little bit further, but rejecting this level. It's very interesting on Tesla. It's good to watch. You learn stuff just by watching this. There you go. Rejecting that area.
Low of Friday, Abby. If you look at Friday, that's the low of Friday. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
they are doing.
Yep, it's there. So let's see if it busts right through it. These are interesting levels, these lows. Let's see if they were support and they broke through. Let's see if they turn into resistance, then it would just reject and continue down. Otherwise, price just goes up and reclaims what was previous support, and then you have support just continuing up. Very interesting. You have the resistance up here. That was a high a few days ago, last week. Interesting zone. Yeah, this 545 area again, very interesting. Has been in play for the last few days. Let's see. This will be fun. Try and catch a big one later on.
Apple? You think Apple has a strong enough consolidation and bullish activity at 208 to go to the next level?
Let's see. Well, on a 30-minute, I don't see anything. It's just messy at the moment. You may have considered this a consolidation and a breakout, but it hasn't happened. It's just a false breakout, really. You're seeing these higher lows, which is telling you the buyers are stepping up. But again, you're also seeing a bit of a flat top here. You're seeing a bit of an ascending wedge in this area, 208. So perhaps you're playing a breakout of 208 where you take a tight stop and you're scalping it up towards 209. You also want to
tight ABCD going up to 209.
Yeah. Again, this is a scalping play. If you're reading the momentum as it does a minor or micro breakout of this 208 zone, that's the real seller right there, 208.13. Break that guy, and then you're gonna run into trouble here at 208.41. And so that's why it's all just scalping up in this zone. So you want to be careful with all that.
Yeah, I think I'll stay away from it. That's not what I'm looking to do.
Yeah, it's dangerous. You got NVIDIA as well now, looks like another new high. See NVIDIA just moving in waves going up. Very tricky kind of trend to be careful with all that. Yeah, Angel, go ahead.
Yeah, Avi. I was wondering about your thought process about how you were explaining on SPY. Like we had a one candle consolidation in a 30-minute with the retest going to the next level down, which it happened.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's reversing because of the news or whatever happened there. Now you're saying that if it reclaims that level where it sold off, you're looking at for long. You're not looking like it's going to test that level and continue short from there. I
Yeah,
was just wondering why were you looking at long position there instead of like a retest and going short?
yeah, no, that's possible. Definitely possible. I think both possibilities are on the table. But what I like to see here, what's interesting to me is that this is very bullish. I'm not going to go short when I'm seeing a very bullish 30-minute candle, especially if it busts right through this area. So if you go into the 1 minute, and this area here, you can see it. If you're watching volume, but what I'll be watching for is a fast activity as it breaks through aggressively in this zone. And really, I'm looking at this resistance here, 546.71. It's got to break through that, bounce off in this area, and that's the long. On the other side, if it comes down here and perhaps makes a new low, as in retests and rejects, and gets down below the low, 545.51, perhaps there's a chance to take it short. So there is a zone here that can be choppy and messy. And both the possibilities are on the table, which is dangerous. You don't really want both possibilities at the same level at the same time. That's something you want to be careful of. That's why I've got this zone here. I'm watching this low and this high and seeing how it's going to react there, on top of seeing what this candlestick is doing. And this is quite aggressively bullish. And this is a 30-minute candle. It's just negating that first 30-minute candle already. So let's see what happens when it gets there, if it gets there.
Yes. Would you be also looking for a 30-minute consolidation when it gets there, or this bullish candle will be good enough for you?
A consolidation would be great. That would be good. That's healthy. I'll continue going.
Because I've been looking at all these trades where you're explaining the consolidation, and I got they're all like spot on.
Yeah.
So I also have another question. I probably actually no, I'll keep that question tomorrow for the when we have the candlestick session. It's more kind of toward that.
All right. Don't
Okay,
worry.
thank you. Thanks.
Don't forget your question. Write it down, man. People forget questions all the time.
No. I've been keeping it up. I watched your webinar yesterday. Great job and everything. All of that like makes a lot of sense and clear out a lot of my stuff that I was having problems with. Now the question is associated with that fractal patterns where you were explaining when you look it to your left, there was a consolidation and stuff like that. So really, I mean, I don't care. It's not a big deal of a question. What I was going to ask is like, how far back are you looking for those consolidations to know that there was a trouble there?
If you got to zoom out so far where the screen is all pixelated, you've zoomed out too far, basically. So you don't want to strain yourself or try too hard is the whole concept.
Yeah, like maybe a few days back, like a day or two, like you're looking for the yesterday low and the day before.
Yeah. Like if you look at this area here, 542.37.
Right.
Zooming back, you're going back into last week when it was here. It was like the middle of last week, and then you're going further back. I mean, it's not even. That's all you need to know. It's right there. This was a week ago. That's all there is. But if you're looking at yesterday's action, it was in this area. You don't even have to zoom anywhere. It's like it was right there in the pre-market. When you go zoom back a little bit, you find the previous day. I mean, you go zoom back as far as you need to, but don't try too hard. Just let it be. It's a 30-minute chart. Mostly you'll get plenty of information very quickly, especially on the SPY, which doesn't generally gap around too much. You usually find candles pretty quickly, within a couple of days. On most of these max setups, it's like that.
I've been looking at this channels right now, like thanks to the coming up with this hotkey, and it seems like when it gets through the Fibonacci levels, if that channel is like full of mass, it seems like you stay out of it. But then the next channel down, you see how clear it is there, so it's clear action. So it kind of that's how I'm making the sense out of it.
No, that's exactly how I like to see it too. If it's been choppy, it's gonna be choppy. If it's been
because
clean,
every single Fibonacci level space is like a channel where you see if it was a clean action in between those or it was like a messy.
Yeah, isn't that great? It makes it easy, right? Makes it much easier.
100%.
Yeah, you got to make trading easy. It's a tough job, so why are you going to make it more complicated? Make it as simple as you can, and then you'll enjoy it.
Thank you, Avi.
Yeah, good stuff. What do we got here? Matt, you're talking about setup, some configuration stuff. Pivot points at 30-minute gives the best RVR. Okay, that makes sense. Pivots works the same. Rachel, tomorrow's candlestick session. What time do you want it? 9:30. Market opens at 9:30. What time are we doing it, guys? Tomorrow? Anyone remember? It's supposed to be yesterday.
I think it was
11 a.m. Thank you, Suminda. Thank you, Suminda. Yeah. 11.
Going to be recorded,
Yeah, we'll record it.
and you'll post it where?
Module 9 of the course. That's all available for everyone. That'd be good fun. So we're doing that every Tuesday at 11. But just this week we shifted it to Thursday because yesterday was that webinar. And all this is in our Discord, guys. All the events, all the live sessions, all, it's on the calendar there. If there's any changes, I go in there and update it so you guys can all take a look at it. Turn on your notifications if you like in the Discord with the events and the announcements. I think those two channels are where you really need the notifications so you can keep up to date with everything so nobody misses something. All right, 9 more minutes for the news, and around then we'll end this session as well, around 10:30.
We just had a question. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Jacob.
When you talk about fractal, right? 30 is still hasn't changed to a bullish scenario yet. But if you look at the 5-minute, right? Like, do you see that as a already? Which one will start first, like the 5-minute or the 30-minute?
That's an interesting point, and I haven't found that using the 5 along with the 30 is very useful. I haven't been able to effectively use it. On the 5-minute, you might think, all right, you have this consolidation, you had a breakdown, it goes up there, retest that breakout, and you're taking a short. That's pretty obvious on the 5-minute right here.
Not on a short, Avi. I'm looking like you. SPY, I feel like it was a liquidity sweep and it's more bullish. But if you want to get in early, like I know 30-minute, by the time 30 closes gives you a bullish sign, which is I always thought like, 5-minute is gonna turn bullish like later after the 30 is turned bullish. Is that the case, or like from a fractal perspective?
Well, yeah, you can say that is the case, but you gotta understand, you're looking at setups on a 5-minute chart. You're gonna catch setups on a 5-minute chart. You're not gonna catch 30-minute setups.
Okay.
I'll put it this way. On a 5-minute chart, if you're getting the setup there and you're trading off of the 5-minute chart as in your entries and exits, then you're going to have very wide stops. And you're going to struggle to get good RVR. That's why I moved away from it. Remember a few months ago, I was attempting that 5-minute chart stuff and trailing stops.
Okay.
Really, the results weren't really there. So it has its advantages, but there's a way to trade 5-minute charts, and I haven't found a way to do it effectively using fractal patterns unless you're using something like a daily chart in conjunction with a 5-minute chart. But now you're taking all kinds of overnight assumptions, which just doesn't make sense. You're trying to day trade. I really think the biggest you can go for day trading is 30 minutes for the setup, and 1 minute. Just go really tight for the executions. Get a good entry. The 5-minute is kind of something in between. And I struggle to use it on a daily or a day trading perspective, especially if you're trying to combine it with a bigger time frame for fractal patterns. 60-minute, if you like. That gets tricky. So I don't think it's as effective.
But I have a question. Let's say like your 30-minute, you see bullish. So you come to your 1-minute chart. At what point you take that trade? Like, to be more precise, you go to the 1-minute, right?
Yeah. So on a 30-minute, if I'm looking for this long, I'm watching it getting up into this area. Once it's in this area and it's beyond the news, then zoom into the 1-minute, it's going to be in this 546 zone. And I'll be watching. This was clearly resistance here. I want it to really break through there, retest that area, and try and get entry up here, a tight stop, and let it run. Ideally, when it claims the opening price, that's another important point. I could de-risk it there, or maybe even add in more a little bit further for the next target up 540. Yeah, was it 550 or so?
Yeah. So here is the question, Avi. So I know you're 30-minute, but if you look at the 1-minute, you see already the high has been broken, and right, the high has been the lower high has been broken and a higher high has been formed. So wouldn't you get a better entry like in a 1-minute earlier than reaching the 546 or no?
There's still a very realistic possibility it rejects this area on a 30 and go down. So this is a retest of that previous breakout. Actually, it should have tested here already, but bullish going through it. Let's see. Anyways, I'm not going to touch until the news ends, and then I'll see if anything sets up. But yeah, different setups on different time frames. If you're going to use one time frame, use it, stick to it, get your statistics, do 100 trades, and see if it works.
Okay.
Or at least back test it. If you like the 5 minutes, stick to it. Personally, I combine the 30 and the 1 for fractal patterns kind of trading.
Can I add to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So Jacob, I think the most important thing is understanding what each time frame does for you.
Okay.
And so, if you look at the 30, it should, for example, I use the 5 minute to give me my setup, and I'll use the 30 minute to confirm my setup, and possibly the 1 minute for an entry. So I think each time frame has to, the more you limit the amount of time frames, the better. I found over time, but the most important thing is understanding what each time frame does for you, or what it can do for your setups.
Okay. So Salim, what would you do in this perspective, for SPY? Do you see entry at all, or no, you don't?
An entry for a long?
Yeah.
If you look at the 1 minute, there's a possibility that you could get a reverse head and shoulders, around the 10:06. But at the same time, it's really hard to find any entries and or trust any strategies when you have so much news in the market. You just you don't understand, you don't know what's going to happen. Even if you go long, you might just get stopped out right away because of some news, right? So it's really challenging. These days are really challenging, regardless if you see something today or not.
All right. Yeah, I'm trying to align the factor, when to come down to possibly when the 30 minute is giving you signs of bullishness, then you come down to the lower time frame, I think, for entry, I guess.
Yeah, pick your time frame and stick to it. Stick to it for 100 trades. Get your statistics right, and then you'll know if that's working for you or not. If it's not working for you, then you have something to think about. Yeah, that was well said, Salim. Got to understand what each time frame does for you. So I have a purpose on the 30 minute. I have a different purpose on the 1 minute. You understand your purpose and what it does for you, and you'll be okay.
Noted. Thanks.
And Avi, what do you think that our strategy should be when there's so many news pour into the market? And she was back up, wait and see.
Yeah, just stay the fuck away from it. That's what I'm doing. Because it'll eat you up. It really will. So we have news now, another 2.5 minutes. Stay away from it, let it jump around, stabilize, and then maybe you'll get an opportunity. There's no point messing around with that stuff unless you really know what you're doing. And I've played with that stuff before, but I always go smaller size if I do. And really, it's not really worth it. It's not worth the time. So let's watch this news and then.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You're saying pretty much that it might invalidate a strategy.
Yeah, it'll break the patterns. It'll break the order book. It breaks everything. Everything goes up and down. Totally unpredictable. So why would you do that? Just don't mess around with it. Yeah. Was it Dave? Yeah, go ahead.
Avi, so you're on the SPY, okay, you want to see if it come back, retest 545, and then to take a long from there?
No. I'm looking at this very interesting point of resistance here. And that's why I put the line there. Right now, it looks like it's going to break the Fibonacci level while it's setting up a bit of an ascending wedge. If it breaks that and then goes through this area, I might enter at the breakout or wait for the retest of this area, 546.72. And then the target's way further up there.
No, for long or short, so what's your...
For a long, that would be the long. For the short, you have this area here, the low, down here in the early part of the day, right there.
Yeah.
So rejecting that area, it's got to reject this area too, lose it completely, and then we might have a potential opportunity. But for now, it's gonna be jumpy. I think it's gonna mess around all in this whole zone in the next 5 minutes with this news coming out, and then we'll see.
Okay.
So now it's generally looking bullish. Let's see if it breaks there, but I cannot take an entry. I cannot put the kind of risk I want to put with the SPY jumping around. the news coming out. And then we have 1 p.m. news as well. So I don't know. It's a very small window for trading today, according to me, or at least for my style with the SPY. So anyways, guys, here comes the news. We'll watch this, then we'll end this session. And 11 a.m., about 30 minutes, I'll be in the BBT webinar room. So come in there and say hi, and we'll see if we can catch something. But if it goes long, I'll go in the money a little. 46, yeah, that's the contract. Let's see. Okay, 10:30. Let's watch what happens.
I took that mental trade on Apple that we were talking about earlier, and it would have worked, but it's only like 3R.
All right.
Because my position wouldn't have been able to get it. It didn't consolidate above it very quickly, so the ads would have been tough. My stop would be somewhere above 208, and it would be at like 3-4R right now. But that's not what we're looking to do.
Yeah, that's a tricky one, really jumpy one, tricky one to catch. It just moved fast. Oh well. Here we go. Looks like the news is having some effect now. The candles are getting a little jumpy. It's getting right up into that resistance level that I got in mind. There comes a breakout. Without the news, I'd be interested to enter somewhere in this area with this wide stop and then tighten it up. Anyways, I'll probably wait 5 to 10 minutes or so. Let's see if something happens up here. There you go. Jump around. Conrad, great insights. No trades. Discipline is the key. There you go. Too much coffee. Yeah, don't over caffeinate yourself. Well, good. I'm glad you're here and it's benefiting you. So cool, man. That works. Don't over caffeinate, please.
Have a good morning, everyone. I'm out.
All right. See you, Salim. Take it easy. All right. So this news looks like a whole lot of nothing. A little bit of a pop, and then the algos would have jumped into it by now. So nothing here. All right, guys. So that's about 10:30. Let's end this one. Get back on the mic in about 30 minutes. 11 a.m. in the BBT webinar room. Come say hi. Do some live trading, and see if we can catch any of this stuff. So take it easy, and I'll talk to you all soon.
Thanks. I'll see you then.
Bye, Avi.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.